all. It is Tuesday night and I am doing a late Monday quilt chat. You are seeing this on Wednesday morning or sometime after Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I was out of town this past weekend. As I mentioned last week, I wasn't going to be able to do my normal video schedule. So I'm showing up here late, but better late than never, right? And I just wanted to go over my week with you. Just lots of things. I have tons of things to talk about, but I'll try not to make this too long. So this past weekend I went to a convention and I saw some friends I haven't seen for a long time. It's like a church convention, and we have them every year during the summer, but since the pandemic we haven't been having them in person. So this is the first in-person convention that we've had for 3 years, and we had somewhere between 3,100 to 3,500 each day. That was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I actually met one of you subscribers while I was there. Hello, Vicky. It was so nice to meet you. And lots of other old friends that I've had for years, for as long as I can remember some of them. Got to touch base and see some people briefly. I can't get around to everybody, but some from many years ago and some from not so long ago. But either way, got to see them in person, so that was nice. And what else? We went in our camper. We stayed in a little campground in Evansville, Indiana, and it was adequate. It was nice and shady, and not too bad, not too good. It was just okay. It got the job done, and we had a good time in our camper. We took Blue with us, and a good time was had by all. So let's see, yesterday we got back. That was Monday, and I didn't do a whole lot as far as the channel or sewing or anything like that. Just kind of unpacked the camper, and we came home. We had a huge, like a tree-sized limb fall out of a huge pine tree onto our neighbor's yard, so we had to clean that up right away. I say we, Mark cleaned it up, but he worked on that for several hours after we got home. And yeah, you just never know. That seems to happen to us. I don't know if that's just, I'm just got some weird perception about things happening when we come back from trips, but it seems like things happen while we're gone, that, you know, some negative thing happens. But that's not the first time we've come home and there's been a tree down. So there's lots of trees here, needless to say. So anything can happen when you've got a ton of trees. So let's see. Yeah, Tuesday. Today I was able to get the pink borders around the Kaleidoscope Stack and Whack quilt. And if you're on Facebook, you saw pictures of that. And maybe I'll show that again on Friday for Finish It Friday. Y'all saw it last week for Finish It Friday. That was before the pink borders. Not a whole lot of difference, but if you ever want to see a little extra stuff here and there, just in the description box of any of my videos, you can connect to the Facebook group if you're on Facebook. So that's what I did today, basically. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I did have to piece together and iron it. I had to, the ironing on that quilt is terrible. So many seams and intersections on that quilt. It took a while to iron that thing. So I wanted to iron it out good before I made pictures of it. And that's pretty much all I got done today. I did straighten up a little bit in here and kind of get oriented for the rest of the week. I've got my handy dandy planner out. Oh, reminds me, I put up the June mini barn block. So that'll be up for the month of June. Those are fun. to be able to see those again every year. And this is what I'm gonna do. Today, for you, which is Wednesday, I'm going to cut out the pattern for the duster. So I'll cut the pattern pieces out and make sure I got everything I need for that. And then I might start into the fabric, but I'm giving myself the next 2 days to work on the duster just to get a good start on it, because I'm determined to get it going this time. As many times I've said that I would start on it and I haven't. And then our craft swap that I have is due very soon on the 12th, which is next Monday. So I have to at least have that mailed by Monday. So I'm going to take Friday to gather up and finish projects for the craft swap and maybe even get that mailed out. And then Saturday I'm going to start on the Happy Days block 2. And that's that one I showed you, that block of the month through Stitch in Heaven that has all the applique. I'm going to start on that on Saturday and then catch up on anything else that needs to be done on Sunday. But here is the quilt for this week. Lots of flower pots. And it's a block of the week, it said. It's called Pretty Little Pots. Not too big. It's 56 by 57, and it's by Deb McCormick of Palmer, Alaska. It says Wendy Williams's block of the week pattern provided incentive for Deb to try many different wool applique stitches. She enjoyed choosing fabrics which included both wool and cotton prints for the pots and flowers. Printed motifs, carefully cut and placed, provide several surprises for the viewer. It was custom quilted by Anjali Strait in varied designs from block to block. Deb's quilt won the Best of Show award at the Alaska State Fair in Palmer, Alaska. Pretty Little Pots by Wendy Williams. And it also says Flying Fish Kits as a brand for that too. So all these little bitty pots she put together with wool and quilting fabric, and I counted them. It said block of the week, so that would be at least 52, right? There's 2, 4, 6. There's 5 rows of 6. That's 30, and 4 rows of 5. That's 20. So 50. There's 50 blocks there. Cute. Yeah, and each block has its own little quilting pattern that was done by the quilter. So very interesting, like that. And then also I got in the mail the American Patchwork and Quilting magazine. This is my favorite quilting magazine, and I love the quilt on the top, on the cover there. It kind of reminds me of the block of the week, Block Wednesday that Pat Sloan had a couple months ago. No, it was Block a Day. It was March Block a Day, right? And it was that kind of a pattern. Went together real well. That was the one that I didn't do a block every day. I did like the entire quilt top the last 4 or 5 days of the month. I need to quilt that still. I need to quilt a lot of stuff. I have lots and lots of quilts to quilt. Just wanted to share some of the projects in here. This issue, this is the August 2023 issue. It is chocked full of really cool projects, I noticed. And I particularly like this article about decorative big stitch binding. And you see that one's got like a cross stitch. Now these are all done by hand, this big stitch. And then there's some others that they show. It's like a blanket stitch and then just a big long stitch. I'd like to try that sometime. Not necessarily by hand, but I'd like to find a way to accurately do that with some decorative stitches. Wouldn't that be pretty? All of our fancy dancy machines these days have some decorative stitches on there, and we should be using them. So I need to get serious about that. Maybe the next quilt that I quilt up and finish and bind, I'll do something decorative on it. Have you all done decorative stitching on your binding? I'd like to know. Let's see what else was in here. Here's a quilt called Bold Impact. That's pretty. Looks like it's mostly or completely in solid colors. Do y'all have a hard time thinking about doing a quilt in just solid colors? They're so pretty, but there's so much pretty fabric out there. Here's a variation of it that you can do as a table runner. I thought that was pretty, or a little table topper. It's a variation on that same block. Little hexagon table mat. Here's a quilt called Daisy Patch. And now I want you to look at the quilting on that. You see the daisy? Hopefully I'm showing you the daisy. Look at the daisy that's quilted into that. Here's the quilt. Thought that was very attractive. I'd like to actually try that daisy. I think I might could do that. Here's the entire, what the grid looks like for that one. It's pretty. Let's see, what else is there here? Here's this one again. It's called Cobblestone Paths. That's the one on the cover that I liked. It looks like it's done in a lot of, well, I was going to say boutique, but I'll take that back now. Maybe it was another one that's done in a lot of boutique in here. Let me see. Here's the grid of that. It's pretty cool. Oh, this buttercup. I loved it too. This is just precious. That's a big quilt too. It's got prairie points for the border, for the outer border instead of a binding. And that is a crap ton of half square triangles. They're 2.5, those half square triangles. Bunches of them. Buttercup. Here's the grid on that one. Pretty. Prairie points. You know, they were doing those back in the 90s, maybe more. I never did do any, but maybe they're coming back. They did this in 1930s fabric, so that matched. That style matched the fabric. And then here's the smaller project you could do. It's a pillow that's in the shape of a diamond. And then on theirs they put an embroidered motif that says Shine Bright on it. You can just do so much with half square triangles. You can make them into just about any shape. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, here's the boutique one. This is what I'm thinking of. Isn't that pretty? Love it. And then this, Pastime Posies, another little table mat. And it has some hand embroidery on it in the center. And the magazine provides the full-size template for the hand embroidery. So I thought that was really precious and cute. And this pattern uses 42 5-inch squares. So an actual charm pack would be used for that, and you'd have a nice variety of fabrics to put in it. Very cute. It is 19 by 20 inches. So I like that. Very cute. Yeah, there's that template part of it. Not too hard. It's just like the French knots, the stems, leaves, and the daisies. Everybody that's done basic embroidery would be able to do that. Let me see if there's anything else. There's a casserole cover. I don't know if people really use those casserole covers. Do you all? Most casserole covers these days are casserole dishes, like the 13 by 9s. They come with their own little thing. So I probably wouldn't make one of those, but they are cute. You could make them out of fat quarters. And then I also got the same day, well, I don't know if these came the same day. I picked up my mail today. It was on hold. The American Quilters came out. And this is the edition of all of the Paducah quilts. So if you've been thinking about becoming an AQS member, it would be a good time to do that, so you can get this magazine cheaper, and you can go on and get it in a digital version as well. So well, no, you don't get it cheaper. You get it free with your membership. You get this free with your membership. So the membership is around $25, I think is the lowest level, which is 1 year. And then you get 6 issues of this wonderful magazine, this glossy magazine. Yes. So I was just looking through this, and it just kind of brought all the memories back of the quilt show. And there's more information in here about them that I may have missed when I was at the show. Oh, and I wonder, there's some free patterns in here. There's always a bunch of free patterns in here. Look at this. It's called Summer Reflections, but it kind of reminds me of stained glass. And I like those little bitty black sashing pieces in there with the light colored cornerstone that's tiny. So cool. Let's see if there was anything else in here I wanted to show you. Oh, here's the 2 biggest winners. This one's the big winner. And this one, and I say that because they won the actual cash prizes that were the most. But on the next page is my favorite. This one is my all-time favorite from this year's show. That one right there. And I like it because of that wisteria that's hanging down in the center. And it pulls your eye all through the quilt by putting fabric pieces, tiny pieces, the colors of the wisteria, all through the rest of the quilt. That's what it does for me. And I think that's why I like it. It's just a joy to look at. And it's called Joyful Japan. Now, this isn't one of the Japanese creators of some of the quilts that were there. This lady's name is Pat Holly, and she's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. But wow, I love that quilt. So they're all in here. And I need to show you one more thing. This one again. Do you remember this from the video that I made? It's just amazing. They said this quilt weighed 33 pounds. Now, I noticed when I was putting my kaleidoscope quilt outside to take a picture of it on that pole that I have, it was heavy. And that's because of all those seams. And then I saw this and I was like, wow, 33 pounds? It has 226,576 pieces. 4,087 crazy quilt blocks. And each one of those, I think she said they're 1.5 You really measure out 1.5, and that's tiny. And each one of those has 49 pieces in it. Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. I'm going to get you up real close so you can see that. Each one of those. See all those colors in there? Tell ya. Mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. How they decided who won these prizes, I have no idea. There's so many quilts that are equally amazing. So that's our magazines for this week. Or this month, probably. Look at this quilting. Don't think I'll be trying that. Yeah, American Quilt Society, American Quilters Society, AmericanQuilter.com. Yeah, you can go there and become a member and get discounts on things. You get an email every day from them. They tip you off on sales at some of the smaller quilt stores around the country. Free patterns. They alert you about all the shows all around the country. I think it's well worth the $25, and you get a discount on your entry into those shows as well. So that's that. The Temu haul video is a very, very, very popular video on my channel. So if you have not went back and seen that, go back and see that. The comments are varied. Positive, negative, absolutely not. Get what you pay for. You know, you can just imagine all the different comments that came out of that video if you did see it. But if you haven't, go back and see that. That's by far my most popular video I've ever made, which is unusual. People are wanting to know about Temu. I will tell you one thing, just a little more on Temu. It's not. I'm not promoting Temu, and they've not given me anything free, even though they've tried. I'm just not accepting anything from them right now. Don't know that I ever will, but I did order some clothing pieces just to see, just to experiment with a few things. It wasn't all clothing. The things that did not fit, I was able to turn around and return those immediately, and no problem. It did take a few days for the refund to go back on my account, but I had no problem with it. All you have to do is go into your orders and pick that order and say return, and then you'll get, I think from there, it'll either ask you to print a return label, or it'll send you an email with a return label. And if you have a way to print out that label, just stick that on a package, the package it came in if you want, and send it back. And I did that, and I've got my money back, and everything's fine. I ordered some of those bone conducting earphones, and I don't know if it's the nature of bone conducting earphones to be harder to hear out of, or if the ones I got are cheap and just don't have the sound quality that they should. But when you get something for $12, $14, it's usually $160 or $70. I mean, you can't really expect that they're going to be perfect. Maybe not even half as good as the more expensive. I kept those. I think I'll continue to use them. What it is just a cord, like your phone cord, and then on the end is two little round things, and they sit like right here. So you put it around the back of your head, around your neck, and then just let them kind of sit right here. They don't go in your ear. So the whole purpose is you can listen to things and other people can't hear what you're listening to, but you can still like have a conversation with someone or hear other things while you're listening to something else. But that might be my problem too, that I just can't do that very successfully. But you know, I turn the volume all the way up, both on my device and on the actual earphones, and all the way up, I still feel like I can't really hear it really well. Was there anything else that I got? I might try some more things, not necessarily sewing related, but I could. If you all want me to do that, just let me know in the comments. I'm perfectly fine with spending a little money of my own to try out some things for you so that you don't have to. Yeah. I don't really have a problem with ordering stuff from them. I haven't had any problems with the shipping, with the returning, with the payment processing, anything. I hear people have had some nightmarish things go on, but you know, sometimes things are user error too, so it's not always the company's fault that things don't go well. So you just never know about those reviews. But that's what all the other YouTubers are saying that are doing Temu reviews. They're saying if you go buy something, read all the reviews, which in actuality, that's what you should do anyway when you buy something online from any company. You should read the reviews if you want to know if it's any good or not. So just a few more things that I wanted to say about it, and go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. And also the quilt show video, that's my second most popular video right now. So if you haven't went to see that yet, go look for that and watch it too. Evidently they're worth a watch. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to go over was some Soya hauls. I have a Soya haul. I have 3 packages from them. So I just wanted to open those with you because I only know what one of them is. I know this is thread, but I'm going to show you anyway because I'm trying something I've never done before with thread. The other day they were having a sale on these big cones, and I don't remember how much they were, $33, something like that. Doesn't say on it, but 2021 is the color that I like from Aurifil. I'm going to use a big cone, and I got my cone holder. I got this from Amazon. Yes, I went on Temu to look for it, but I got it from Amazon. Did I get 2? Oh yeah, I got some red thread because I'm wanting to quilt my red quilt. My red and white quilt that I made, our quilt. I'm wanting to do it myself, quilt it myself. So I needed some red thread. So surely one of these will work. So I think that also was 30 something dollars, 33, 32. I don't know. Don't remember. I think it was $33. And that was the old price. This is called Pompeii Red. Pretty shades of red. There's a dark red. This is what I call a regular red. And then a kind of a poppy red. So that's one package I got from Soya. Let's see what else I got. Here's one. And this one's heavy. I think I know what this one is. I don't remember what this one is. Isn't it fun to open packages? Do you have to hide them from your husband? Sometimes I do because I'm a little embarrassed. He don't care, but I do. Of course, the double packaging takes a little longer to open, but worth it, I guess. I want our fabric to be Oh, this is what I thought the other package was. This is, I think, this is a fat quarter all of these crazy things. Let me see what it's called again. Don't you wish they would put an invoice in your package? The days are long gone of that. You know, these are batiks. They don't feel like batiks, though. They don't smell like batiks. I don't remember what it was called. Sorry. Let me pull one out so you can see what the pattern is on it. This will be a good one. They all kind of have this sort of pattern to it. I just feel like that wasn't that pretty all of a sudden. Let me find another one. Oh yeah, here's a pretty one. If it was all put in with the rest of these, it'd be fine. There we go. Yeah, they all have the same stamp. That's pretty. That'll make a pretty quilt. All of these together. That was my plan, that I would use them all together in something. Yeah, so I have all of those. I thought it was kind of funky. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I remember them talking about this. It has a little bit of metallic around the little paisleys. They're not exactly paisleys, but ooh, that's a pretty one. Like that orangey one too. It's a black and gold. They look better on the phone, on my camera on my phone, than they do just looking at them. There's a aqua one. This one really shows it. I know some people don't like this acid green, but I've always liked it. Yeah. So that's one package. Package number 2, that was. Now let's do number 3. This one's heavier. Cannot remember what this is, because I thought this was that. I'm sure you're all loving the sound of this plastic. Okay. I'm worn out. What is this? Another soya bag. Another one of these. I think they said that these was going to be what they use in the store now instead of their thick plastic ones they were using. Don't remember ordering this. That's sad, isn't it? I don't even know what this is. Let's open up one and see. These are half yards. It's pretty. Kind of Tula-ish looking. Oh, it's Figo. Kimberling. JosephineKimberling.com for Figo. Okay. I like Figo. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Pretty. green. This one has mushrooms on it. All kinds of mushrooms. Look at that. It's pretty. There's another one like the first one. It's a peach. Looks like Rick Rack. Here's one with foresty looking animals on it. I want to open this so you can see it. It's kind of cool. It's got owls flying, wolves and deer, skunk. There's another one of these. And another one of these. So that's pretty cool. Nice Figo bundle. I like Figo, so that's no wonder why I bought that. I think they had a really good price on it. That's why I bought it. Also, one last acquisition. This came in the mail too while I was gone. And someone sent it to me, and her name is Laura, and I want to thank Laura from the bottom of my heart because there's a funny story behind this. It's the crow fabric. Remember me wanting crows? I have crow fabric. So yeah, I was selling this the other night, and I just by accident I mentioned that they had some Halloween fabric or something, which I'm not into Halloween fabric, of course, but I said, well, I like crows. Is there any crow fabric? Because some Halloween fabric has crows, but you know, you can either cut the crows out of the Halloween theme thing, or sometimes they have one that just doesn't have any sort of holiday reference, but it's crows. This is called candelabra, by the way. And they brought this line out, but I did not see it until the very last piece was bought. But someone named Laura decided to send me a 1-yard bundle of this. So I had stepped out of the room. I was helping Mark edit a video, and I came back and this was on, and I threw the number into the chat, but it was too late. So I was so sad. And then this shows up. I love it. I absolutely love this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it exactly, but I'm going to make myself something because I love crows. Maybe that's weird, but ever since I learned about crows being the smartest bird there is, and I think they're pretty high on all the animal kingdom list as far as being a smart animal. So that's always been something that's stuck with me. And I like crows. I just like crows. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. I will be back here in a couple days on Finish It Friday. So I have a couple of things to show you on Friday. But if you have something that you've finished and you want to send a picture and have it shown on Friday's episode, by all means do so. Just follow the requirements that I have listed in the description box of all of my videos. So yeah, I need some more things to show. So you guys, I know you've been busy out there. I'm sure you've got a quilt block or a quilt top or an entire quilt done in there somewhere. So let's see it. Share it with the world. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.